Hello and welcome to episode 3 of BassPush Interviews in conjunction with the thewubmag, an online magazine based in Bristol covering everything underground, from music to art to events. We got it covered. And this time we have a record label based in the southwest of England, specializing in harder and faster styles of electronic music, from jungle to techno, everything in between. They've had releases from El Tunchi, Abiology, Stereo Nutter and more. Today we've got Fat Pink, Samfet and Hayes from the Southwest Network. How are we doing, boys?
All good.
Good.
Fantastic. So let's just get started and talk about how you guys all came together to start the Southwest Network. So who wants to go first?
You can do that one, Sam.
All right, wow. It's born of love and passion, isn't it, really? Like, we all know each other from raves in our local area. This is how it's all really stemmed off. Me and Ali know each other from Creditants. We all used to go out together. Hayes, you just know Hayes if you're at a rave around Devon. Basically, you don't have much of a choice. I mean, the core foundation of it really started on GTA Online. I mean, it sounds weird, but like, me and Ali just there one day was like, look, we're both making tunes, like, there's no point, like, we should just start putting them out, like, fuck it, let's just do it. It's like, yeah, sort of, it just came together from that. Hayes joined in with us a little while after, but quite a valuable asset. It was a good idea getting him on board.
Yeah, too great.
It was like,
yeah, I mean, it's literally, it's just love and passion. That's the best way to describe it, really. Like, we just love what we fucking do, mate. Like,
good stuff. So
that was it for me. So it was like when they asked me to kind of jump on it after I did an EP with them, it was like all just because I've always had a love of finding kind of left field remixes of stuff and digging deep for tunes. So finding kind of artists that people haven't really heard of, like Gravino and Stay Mellow, and that, finding them and getting those people on board, and when they're up for it, it's just such a good feeling when it all comes together. Like Sammy says, just the passion of it all, you know. Awesome, that's what it's all for, really. Like,
but none of us really care if we're turning over money or anything. Like, if the tunes are doing all right and people are liking them, that's what we like, mate. If smiles are on faces, that's what counts.
That's what we like to hear, boys. That's what we like to hear. Should we run through what each of you does for the label predominantly?
It's like, how can I put it? It's like 3 parents taking care of 1 child.
Okay.
We all have our own little bits. I mean, let's break it down then. When it comes to the core foundation of it, I do a bit of networking and such. I get people knowing our shit. Hayes finds people that can make really good stuff, and he's really good at it. Like, I can't express enough how much good he is at that.
I mean, just the digging deep, like,
he digs very deep. He goes beyond the fucking Call of Duty, like. And then we get to Ali, our little tech head, basically. Ali's the technical sort, so does all the mastering, does the artwork, helps me with the networking. He does a lot of the networking around Bristol and stuff. Mainly tech head, but that's pretty much how it goes. Hayes will find them, I'll okay it, Ali will make it sound decent.
Ideal. And then, so you put it out onto, is it just predominantly your Bandcamp? Have you got any other avenues that you release it through, or is it just Bandcamp?
That is the main.
It's SoundCloud and Bandcamp primarily.
Yeah, we did do a bit on the YouTube before.
I was going to say, Ali does a bit on the YouTube as well.
Yeah, done a bit here and there on YouTube, but YouTube's a bit of a tricky one to crack the algorithm on it, because it doesn't really, it's just saturated as fuck. That it's just too much on there.
Agreed.
Tricky.
I think unless you've got some really like good content and not just like for music, I think it's really hard on YouTube to really gain a following, because it's not something that you can like visually like get involved with so much, if you know what I mean. So it is quite difficult unless you've got like some like long form content to a certain degree, like, you know, like 10 minutes onwards, I think YouTube's quite a difficult.
It's because it's like mixed music and media, isn't it? Like whether the others are more dedicated, like SoundCloud and that, aren't they? Like,
yeah, and YouTube's got its like dominant channels for music, like UKF or whatever, like or like Hospital and that. They've got big channels that people go straight to find music on it. But SoundCloud, it will promote you itself and everything, and sort of works with it. But
have you guys looked into like any distribution, or are you quite happy staying as a free download?
I think Ali did have a little look into distribution at some point.
Yeah, I'm slowly working on it.
It's a long process.
Yeah, it's the sort of thing like distributing to like Deezer and Apple Music and that. You're not really getting many people going on there looking for underground jungle. It's
exactly.
It's not exactly the best place to put it, really. But
I was very keen on keeping it like free and to donate for a while as well, because with a new label as well, if you're going out there just charging straight away, people might just be a little bit reluctant. It just gives everyone that straight away access to go, oh, who's this? Like, like good music. And again, it's that passion, isn't it? Like,
do you think that's something that you'll definitely look to do in the future?
More than
I think it depends entirely on what the release is as well, because if it's like a big compilation release, it could work quite well on something like that. But just like a 4-track EP by someone is going to do better on SoundCloud or Bandcamp.
Yeah, that's it. So is it more? So obviously, I know you guys said earlier it's definitely not about the money. So it's definitely more about like the eyes on the product. So that's the main focus for you guys.
Yeah,
100%, man. Like, got to have the best product out there, man. Like,
good. That's it, man. So in terms of the label, where do you see it in like a year's time? What kind of things do you hope to achieve in the next year? And the kind of like, so like artists you hope to get on, things like that?
It was like, I was going to say, it's like hard to find our feet as well, because we're like wanting to do the ideas of events and stuff like that. And then you're like constantly trying to go, well, where's it going with lockdown and stuff like, so it's kind of hard to project anything apart from just the next kind of release.
Like our label couldn't have started flourishing at a worse time.
Yeah, we've had discussions about merch stuff, and it's like, but if we put it out now, like who's gonna buy it and where? Like, because everyone's skin and what's going on. Like, so
the other parallel to it is like if there's no clubs to like literally drum and bass is club music. If there ain't no clubs to play it in at the moment, it leaves us in a bit of a sticky situation. But our releases still do all right.
Yeah, on the other side of the coin, a lot of people are at home and working from home a lot. So there is a lot, I've found there's a lot of good music going on from this kind of pandemic. It's a bit of a mad thing, but you know,
so
things like that
happen like that when you've got too much free time, like
yeah. So whilst we're on the subject of the big C, what are you? How has it changed your guys' process when it comes to making music? Or if
just finding the time, really.
Have you been working all the way through?
Yeah,
on and off.
Well, it definitely slowed down a little bit. I mean, like I said, there's not much audience for it when no one can go out.
Yeah.
Also, it's been hard for me as well, because when we started, I was like, we were in a flat and everything, and now it's like I'm kind of in between trying to find a place. So it's hard to find the time as well.
Yeah,
trying to juggle it.
Yeah, of course, man. What about you, Ali? Has it changed your process at all?
That hasn't really changed it too much. I've always been a bit weird with making music, where it's just sort of random. Like, say I'm like sitting at home on a Sunday, someone will pop into my head. I'll be like, yeah, fuck it, I just bang that in Ableton quick. A week later, it's like, oh, I got a track there. I don't really. There's not like a process to it. I just end up having a few beers and being like, oh yeah, if I can make this.
Yeah, fair play.
Well, then you read Chris, like you got to fucking pay that, because it's like that's Ali and it's like.
Should we play that quickly now then?
If you want. What are you two saying? Hayes, Ali.
Should we play that one really quickly, and then we can talk about? Then we can talk to Ali about how that all came together, can't we?
Oh no.
I don't know about you boys as well, but I have 1,000 projects like half finished, like all the time.
Mate, I'm like the king.
I feel that.
You probably learned that from me, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say last time I saw Sammy's project file that was last time I went round yours, Sammy, and that was like what 4 years ago. Man, it was
It
like,
was an Ottery, weren't it?
yeah. It was a dangerous amount of tracks. So I can only imagine that that's gone crazy since then. Right. So this is an Redneck Tech. It's released about a year ago. So let's let's get it banging.
Yes, please.
I trained 4 years of discount karate waiting for this day of wreckage. I swear to God,
go
I punched right through him. It's called a window maker. You hear that, Mitchell? You're gonna whistle through your chest. 4 years of discount karate. I don't start fights, I finish them. When I wrestled, I put a kid in a headlock once and forced fed him a whole bag of Japanese beetles. He goes back to school bragging he didn't puke. Well, who cares? You'll be shitting grubs till you're 20, Travis. Damn gnats. The ones that hang around dog feeders. That's what you are, Mitchell. You're a dog feeder. I said it right to his face. All verbs.
We won't give them too much. We'll
Yeah,
we'll give them just
that's enough. Like,
we'll give them just enough so that it makes them want to go and check it out. So we will include all of these tracks that we're going to play throughout the show in anything that comes with this video. Okay, guys. So you're not going to miss out on any. Caution. I need to figure it out.
So
Making you on a tour through my flat. I had to go get the phone charger.
We're back. So, Ali, I remember when you released that track, you seemed very, very, very hyped about it.
Yeah, I was loving it at the time. It's just one of those weird ones, isn't it? Like, I sat in uni one day in the studio there, and I was just pissing about on YouTube. So it was like end of the day, and it's just like came across some mate called Donny Baker doing these weird ass redneck videos, shouting across the stream at his neighbours over his boat and all this sort of stuff. It's just the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Like, as soon as I saw it, I was like, yeah, nah, this is a track that this is 100% a track. This guy's brilliant.
No,
I did hit him up about it as
found
well.
all those samples, mate. You're not going into it. You found that like heffing pack of like country and western samples and that. I remember you sent it to me and I was like, mate.
that's one thing
like,
about music, and whenever you hear something, you're just like, that's a sample.
Yeah.
Yeah, he literally did that, and it was just like he messaged me like a day later, just like, yeah, it's what I've done. It's like, bang, bang, bang. Okay.
So it's like,
we like.
Is that generally where you reckon you get your like inspiration from? Then just like surfing around, and then something takes your fancy, and then you're like, damn, let's make this into a track.
Oh yeah,
we just get our inspiration from being a bunch of mad heads, mate.
Yeah, the amount of times me and Sam have been sat on GTA, like back in the PlayStation days, like just some random shit happens, and it's like, oh, you know what? There's probably some music in that somewhere. Like,
just like the little things they say in the background.
Anything, mate. Nothing's safe from us. Honestly, you want to like literally. This is what I mean by it. Like that, you want to check. I sent you one of Hayes' tunes off of his EP, but when you get a minute, you want to check that whole thing. That's a prime example of how like we just do it in our own way and how we like it, mate. Like,
cheers.
We define our own styles ourselves, mate. Like, I can't. Yeah, I literally can't put it any better. Like,
I think. Say that again, Hayes.
I was actually saying thanks to Sammy that I'm always my worst critic of making.
He really is. He really is his own worst critic. So
yeah. Everything that you've
like, you need to shut up. Like, you're actually sick.
A lot of people are though, aren't they?
Nah, everything you send us, Hayes, like whether it's on our label or like any other release or whatever, every time I'm sitting there just bopping to it, like, damn, man, I've done it again. Like, fuck.
So
This is why it works, because if one's doubting it, the other two are like, nah, fuck that. And no matter what way round it is, like, we're always pushing each other to do more and that, like.
So Hayes,
For sure.
So obviously I've known Ali and Sammy for absolute years. I know their music quite well. I'd like to think. What's your general vibe?
Well, I've always like kind of been about West Devon, like Plymouth, Tavistock kind of area. But I met Ali in Deep Blue Sound in like, I think it's 2013 now, something like that.
Back,
straight like fresh out of college. So, because I was always like mixing like drum and bass and like kind of like hardstyle and happy hardcore and that. And then I went DBS and I was like hearing all like bass line and stuff like that. And I always had like kind of like, you know, the classics like DJ Q and stuff on my phone, but I didn't really know what it was. So when I went Deep Blue Sound, I was like kind of got into the party scene a bit, like, and I was like going to a few digger parties and like and a few just general like tsunami. Kind of all went from there.
Shout out
like,
Stigger every single time.
Yeah, and all that kind of like, but yeah, it was good fun, and ever since then really it's just making music, having fun. And
what kind of genres are you focusing on these days?
More just jungle and hardcore, all kind of old school rave kind of vibes.
Yeah, get them amens out.
Hard sound with no hardware myself. Like
nice. What about you two? What kind of genres are you guys? I know Sammy, you've been working on a lot of hip hop lately. Is that something that you guys are going to maybe bring out on the label, or is that something that you're going to?
It's funny you asked that, really, because like me and Ali have been dabbling with beats lately, like sort of like trappish sort of stuff though. But yeah, I mean, it could be something. You know what I've been like. Hip hop's a part of my blood. It's like literally part of my life. I'll always do that. I'm trying to push Ali onto it. I could never see Hayes doing it because he's a full-blown junglist, mate, and he's that very fucking well.
I spit any kind of bars or anything. I'd like to make hip hop beats. I've tried. I'm just not very good at it. Like, but I do love it.
Hayes has a really good talent of like making a track sound like it's been done on hardware.
Nice.
Like, and I don't know how he manages to do it so well. That's his thing.
Like a real raw sound about it.
Some stuff like that, if, like next year or whatever. I don't know, but like, at the minute, I mean, it's strictly label business for the minute. I was just hammering drum and bass and jungle.
Well, talking about us three as well, though, but we got to like shout out everyone from A Biology, you know, Gramino, Stay Mellow, was it Head, Gully Teen, Lucifer, Rodent. Editor, you know, all the crew, like lots of releases, like stereo.
Don't worry, boys. I was going to go. The next part was going to be what are the releases that you've done so far that to each really stand out. Whether that's a couple of tracks, whether that's like from the compilation or whatever, or
it's got to be Locomotive. Like that's like I think that's like can safely say that's like our baby for all three of us. Like that was like proper. That was a real proud one. I love that release. I mean, I love all the releases, obviously, but that one's like real standout. Like it's like 11 tracks and everything. Like actual proper big releases.
That's the
every track sick.
That's the compilation, right?
Yeah.
Pretty straight jungle, drum and bass. You know,
got to say as well though, Jungle Wars, like that Jungle Wars release, that one's crazy as well. Like that one's just as good as Locomotive.
Thing, didn't you? Forget about that one. Yeah, that one did quite well. Like
that was good fun.
So is there like a group of artists that you would consider to be like residents? So like say when events are allowed to come back, like give me your first lineup. Let's go.
Right, one big name that I'm gonna make sure we get, because he's not even from England, but we're getting Gramino over because like if you ever heard like an old school like Shy Effects or Dillinger set or whatever, Gramino smashes it in that era, mate. And he knows his tunes, but he's a Helsinki resident.
DJ. We'll
from
have to find the
Helsinki, is
link for the radio he plays as well. I can't quite remember the name of it, but he does smash out some sick sets online radio and that.
Nice.
And Tunes production. So I was from Helsinki, and like, what is it? Has someone help me? Is it Finland or Norway?
I'm pretty sure it's Finland, isn't it?
Yeah, I want to say
he's going to be watching this,
Finland.
just thinking you fucking dickhead.
Don't ask me, bro. I don't even know where I am right now. Like,
I just cracked with geography, like.
So yeah, we definitely get Grumino over. Who else is definitely going on that first lineup?
Ooh.
Well, it's got to be Stereo Nutter as well. Like Danny brings some crazy jungle.
Well,
like,
you just want to say all of them, really, don't you?
Yeah.
Just,
He has been doing.
Just turn
there's
around
no-
and been like, yeah, Danny brings the heat.
He has been doing bits for a while now, hasn't he? To be fair.
Yeah, it's the thing that there's no one on there that we wouldn't want to get at an event. Like everyone's on the same level with it. Like everyone's sick on there. Like we need everyone there. Like
I'll tell you guys one name that I want to see that I've just seen like on that Locomotive release. I really want to see T-Break again.
So do we.
Such a G. Such a G.
Break.
Well, I want to give a quick shout out to Tommy. He is an actual legend. Big up Tommy. He's
a funny guy, isn't he?
He's generally been a help to me with production and that as well. Whenever I have a query or like anything like that, and like a lot of the time he does a lot of my mastering and stuff. But yeah, just big shouts to Tommy, and go check out his tunes, the SoundCloud, T-Break, and everything like that. Yeah.
Yeah, he's
doing that visual installation because people need to check that out if he's still doing that. I don't know if he's still doing that.
Like it was.
I mean, I'm sure I'm going to try and get him on at some point.
You should. You really should.
Yeah,
it's fascinating.
So
you should get Slim Sidder and just all that Bristol lot on as well, man. Like,
yeah, I've been
a lot happening up there.
Sammy, do you remember DJ Fu?
Oh, it rings a bell.
DJ Fu and Jungle Drummer?
Yeah, I was about to say DJ, in it. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, mate, he's going Manzo in the club.
Yeah, bold mate, he weren't in. He was just like doing it, like it wasn't even testing his stamina.
I'm just waiting to confirm a date, but he's coming.
Oh, mate, that's mad.
So I'm pretty hyped about that one. That's a little exclusive.
I don't want to jinx it, but April, we're all hoping, aren't we? If things go back to normal, you might see us in action. Like,
yeah, fully. Man.
Let's see what happens.
I'm really keen to. I must admit, I just need 30 hertz of bass in my face. I really do.
Don't we all?
I know, mate, innit? Like,
well, blues just never hit so hard. You know what I mean? Because I don't really go before the lockdown. I wasn't going out clubbing nearly as much as I was, or like parties or anything like that. So going to like Bolter and Bangface and that yearly blowout just is like letting off that steam. You know, you don't know how much you need it.
Mate, I haven't been in front of a set of speakers since February the 14th, 2020.
Oh, mate, yeah, I can't even remember. I was probably Bolter 19. Was it? No, that, yeah, 19, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I just missed the Black Swan. Like, I just love just popping up Black Swan here and there. You can't beat the Swan.
You're going to make me cry in a minute.
Swear down, every Saturday night I'll be sitting there drinking, just thinking, oh, I fucking wish I could go Swan. Like, that's all I want.
Yeah, so wipe up a bit of that Black Swan floor sludge and get it in you. That'll get your immune system pumping.
So so that's what I was going to comment to next. When we're finally allowed back out, is there any like club nights, like new club nights that might have popped up like just before lockdown happened that you kind of think, oh, might want to go and check that out or anything like that?
No, it's not going to be a case of checking, because it was like I said to you when you were asking us what we all do earlier, and I was like, I've been networking hard, and I did have a load of festival stuff set up for us this year, but this year hasn't happened.
Yeah.
And I mean, stuff's in the pipeline. once everything's back to normal, we should be in the clubs.
Yeah.
Should be.
As well, it's like hard around here because like I'm like in the Tamar Valley, like pretty much like it's the nearest place is Plymouth, and all the clubs are pretty much shut down over lockdown.
Plymouth has been hit real hard, hasn't it?
We got hit
down from the
hard,
one
man.
venue that's looking like a pipeline kind of thing, and that's like the venue, the depot. So shouts to that if you're around Plymouth and everything. Make sure you look at the depot when it can open.
Yeah,
but that's
like
150 capacity. So that might pull the nightlife back a bit. You never know.
Even Bristol's
don't
hit pretty hard, isn't it? So
I've seen like the base plan for this like warehouse project, and it's like there's a lot of potential there. I mean, Plymouth definitely needs a nightlife revival.
Nothing to do with the Southwest Network, just Plymouth in general. Just the the nightclub scene's been getting hammered for years, and then saving a lot of places. Building student flats, but then it's like closing nightclubs. It's like, well, where are the students going to go? Fucking out of fun.
Bristol's
he's not exaggerating even slightly. That is exactly what happens. Like, it's like, what do you expect anyone to do?
The irony.
Bristol's been Bristol through lockdown, though. Every other weekend or so, you hear a bit of loud music coming out the industrial estate. Sometimes it only lasts a few hours, but it has been happening up here a little bit. Like, I'm not saying I condone it or anything like that, but
it's been happening.
Bristol don't stop. Like,
yeah, but I saw that Blue Mountain's officially gone, hasn't it? So that's going to be
yeah, I mean, Blue Mountain was like, I'm sure like people got a lot of good memories there, but to be honest, it's not a very good club, and it never was. It was always a dingy little shithole. Like compared to what else is in Bristol, like Swan, Lakota, like it's just so much better. Like,
it's the only reason I quite liked Blue Mountain was because it is a lot smaller than the other two. So because of that, like I've been to see a couple of guys there. I went to see can't remember what his name was, but it was like some like old school hardcore techno or whatever, and like it was really small and intimate. Like the speakers were shit. It was kind of like being at like a suicide free party. Do you know what I mean?
I tell you what, I just remember Blue Mountain for that random ass little fucking toilet upstairs. There's that little like one in a sink and a urinal, but they were like, you'd have to be 3 people using it, and it'll be stood back to back or some shit. Like, I'm not using that. Like, fuck.
I swear that half the times I've gone in there, I walked in, someone's gone, how many nos you want? And I've been, safe, just walked out. Like, can't even use it as a toilet. Like,
you just skanking away, you look to your right, you just see someone sitting down, and then someone else having a piss literally like next to him. It's like, this is pretty much on the dance floor, man. It's such a weird place. Like,
it's that true free party vibe, like fucking pissing right next to the rig. That
it's just because it's dark, that bit's got a light on, so it's just like...
So have you guys been approached to be involved with any like live streams or anything like that? Is that something that you guys have thought about doing yourself through like any of your your Facebook page or anything?
Well, we've already done one thing that we're pretty much in with now on that subject, which is Clown Fest. You know Mark Gardner?
Yeah,
the Acid Clown. He's
shout out to him, man. He does some
big shout out to Mark.
Groups and stuff.
I can't lie, Mark really believes in us. He's got a lot of faith in us. A big shout out to Mark.
Like the URL,
huge shout out.
All of that is like wicked. So you should go check that.
Well,
definitely go check it out. If you've got tunes you need hearing, drop them in the URL. Trust me.
Yeah,
he's a good guy to know. We've just played Clown Fest 3 last October. Me and Hayes did duties on that.
Okay.
And we're doing Clown Fest 5 in April.
Nice.
And we're going to chuck Gramino on, and we're chucking someone else on that I can't recall right now. But nice. Yeah, we're putting Gramino on. We're taking the back seats to that one and letting the residents have it. Like,
so we did Streamageddon as well not too long ago.
With Connect. With Connect online.
Yeah, Connect Streamageddon.
Seven Brendan, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Big up
Yeah.
those guys as well. Big shout out
Absolutely.
to Seb and Brendan, man. Like,
They've
big
been
shout out
doing,
to
they've
them
been
too.
working hard this
They've been
long
working
time.
really hard, and they're
Yeah.
very talented as well. I've known Brendan, Chris,
their
known
music-
Brendan for years. Like,
Their presentation has really, like, I remember I was involved with Stream Again 1, and their presentation like since then has just gone. It looks really
Through
nice.
the roof.
I
That's really
wish you could
nice.
hear some of the tracks they drop in the in our big group
Yeah.
chat for the label. It's some
Yeah.
mental stuff.
Hopefully some nice stuff. Yeah.
So is a live stream event something that you guys have thought about doing with TSWN, or?
It's
Yeah, I
harder
mean-
on Facebook, isn't it? Because they always say copyright, but
this is it.
maybe.
But you could do
The
it for
original,
YouTube.
one of the original ideas between me and Ali, like one of the very early ideas, was like a hybrid stream. So as I said in the first instance, a lot of this was born from GTA Online, like
Yeah.
just from me and Ali just sessioning all the time. One of the ideas we had was to stream GTA while you had one of us mixing, one of us commenting, and it would literally just go on rotation. One of you would be mixing, then you swap, and one of you
It's
plays,
like,
one
yeah,
of you
you join the
mixes, and
party,
just have it
yeah.
all in one.
So
But-
so instead of having like a lineup, it's just you boys having a good time, playing the games, having a mix.
Boys on
to be-
GTA.
exactly, yeah. That's the vibe.
Yeah.
That's the vibe. I
That
feel
was-
like
I
that,
mean, it was just an idea for like a sort of content thing. Like you could do that like
Yeah,
every day throughout the week,
absolutely.
whatever, and just have a laugh or whatever. But I mean, it hasn't come to like we haven't spoken about it much, but that might be something. I think
Before,
live streams are definitely just a given these days. Like you can probably guarantee that one of us is going to do something at some point. Like,
Before-
so on oh, carry on.
Oh, sorry. Before like the lockdown and moving around and that is, I was doing a weekly Sunday stream as well, and I was
Okay.
always like trying to just. It was just pretty much on Facebook, just on my Altanti page, and it's
Yeah.
just 1 hour a week on a Sunday, just razzing out jungle, whatever, drum and bass.
I tried
fancy.
really hard for a while to keep up to some kind of like schedule, but mate, it's so hard to stay. Like the thing is that, like there's only so many tracks in there. Do you know what I mean? Like there's only so many like tracks that you feel happy enough to like. My schedule was the schedule I tried to commit to was like far too much.
Yeah.
I think once a week is kind of like that's a good limit. I think I was trying to go like once every other day, and there's only so many tracks
Yeah.
I really feel comfortable playing out. So it's difficult.
Need
Like I
good
find it really
preparation.
difficult.
Kind of time to switch off and being a bit.
So what are your boys' like opinion on the whole Facebook like live streaming in terms of like the reach that you get from it? It's poor, and like
Facebook's a bit like it's a bit annoying for trying to do anything like music orientated on because the copywriting's so strong on it, and as well the way the Facebook algorithm works is you only really get a lot of viewers if you sort of pay them to boost the post, and it just seems a bit like dodgy, really. Well, not dodgy.
it seems a bit
it's just-
counterproductive, doesn't it?
yeah, it's just like, why am I paying to promote stuff that I'm not going to make any money off of? We're doing it because if people want to hear it, they hear good music. Like
that's it.
we shouldn't have to pay a massive company just to get it out there. Like there's especially because like, the thing with live streaming is it's very good at the moment. Like it works at the moment, but as soon as all the clubs are open and everything, I don't think people will be as interested anymore because they'll just go to the clubs.
Novelty's gone a bit as well, isn't it? It's got to
Absolutely,
be a good
I think.
people stay tuned now. It's like in March when it all first kicked off a bit, and it was sunny, and everyone was like, "Oh yeah, fuck it, live stream, have drinks in the garden, it's sunny."
Yeah,
now
that's
it's
it.
just
I saw
like,
I saw
watched
that I saw that Run Things, they
That's
did
a
a
big one.
stream. They did a stream yesterday. That they seem to have like taken it up a level, and they've got like visual parts of it as well. They had like a flamethrower and bits like this.
stuff like that's like crazy. That's just like something you would stay and watch a bit when you.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it? It's got to be something to keep you linked in.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, that's it.
So, as we touched on earlier, like with stuff that you want to do with the label in the future, is there like a list of artists that you haven't contacted that you've really been keeping an eye on to see how they progress, or to see if they get to a point where you feel they're ready for a release?
Look, I'm gonna say it, yeah, Dillinger.
Yeah, I've heard of this guy called Goldie, and I think I'm always looking at stuff on SoundCloud, and there's a few people I dropped in their inbox and like waiting on replies, and some people have replied, and there's been a few conversations, but I'm never like looking at tracks and going, oh, I'll wait till they get better or anything like that. I just, if I hear something and I'm like, yeah, you know, they seem like they'd reply, or like, you know, I mean, it's all about being realistic for your message as well. Like,
we do get the odd message on SoundCloud as well.
Like, mate, do you want to release something? Like, that's no, like, so, but it's like I said, it's all about doing that digging and finding that kind of left field remix of, like, say everyone's playing a remix to a tune and you find a different one by someone who's just kind of bootlegged it or something, and you're like, yeah, you know what I mean? They're not got a label behind it or anything like that. You're just like, oh, but they're pretty good, you know what I mean? Like, I'll drop them a message. So this is more.
So Ali was saying about copyright earlier. So I haven't seen, correct me if I'm wrong, but I haven't seen any bootlegs on your releases. Is that something that you've considered? Is that something that you are 100% staying away from?
Yeah, we're real careful with it.
That's something I always say to people when I message them as well. Like, if you're gonna send us a tune, just don't bother sending a bootleg or a remix, because it's just long. But pain in the butt sometimes. Then again, with jungle, you know what I mean? All kind of drum and bass and everything like that, it comes from a cut and paste culture.
Yeah, I also think it's important to like, you know, there's levels of bootlegs, aren't there? That like there's taking like every part of a track and using it in like an unofficial remix, and then there's like just taking like the vocals and doing something cool with it, or something like that. So there are levels of bootlegs.
Exactly, a lot of like jungle, like, and drum bass, it comes from sampling and funk breaks and hip hop, soul, whatever, and you know, reggae acapellas and stuff like that. That's one where it's like the acapellas, it's like that's where you kind of like a bit like, oh shit, is this a remix or is that a bit? Especially if it's like something where it's like someone who's actually producing now. Like if it's someone like, you know, they rip a top cat acapella on a bit of a jungle tune or something, it's like, you know what I mean? It's been done 1,000 times.
Yeah, like, crack on. But
so you're not gonna have top cat. You're doing like, where's my fucking money? Like, but if you're doing it of some random artist who is like actually out there trying to make a career themselves, it's like a bit of a dick move, isn't it?
I think it's pretty like
it's where you draw the line, isn't it? It's hard to say.
I think it just sort of comes down to this.
Like I've done that thing. I did a bootleg of what's his name? Jose Gonzalez, Far Away.
Right.
You just message them, show them what you've done.
Yeah, that's a big thing as well. If you're doing a bootleg in it or a remix,
as long as they know as long as you've had communication and been like, look, this is what I've done, and you just showed them just straight up, like, I'm not making any money off it, blah blah blah. Normally, all right with it. Normally,
you don't want to get thrown down any stairs, as the old story goes. For the heads, that's one for the heads.
So Ali, what were you gonna say?
I was just going to say, I think it's pretty like it's just sort of common knowledge across any producer. Like you're not just going to rip like a Beyonce track off YouTube and put like a jungle break behind it and release it, because you just don't do that, innit?
Yeah.
It's like, I think everyone sort of knows where the line is with like copyright and everything, and people sort of get it. It's like you haven't really got to like enforce it with anyone. It's like people, everyone gets where the line is with it. Like.
So carry on.
So just don't act bait.
Don't act bait. Well, like chewing on camera.
Oh, sorry.
So with the do you guys work on like a back catalogue? And what I mean by that is, like, do you have like a list of releases taking you forward, or is it kind of when you find something you release it?
Hayes is the sort of main man for the schedule, really. Like Hayes sorts a banging schedule, just perfect. And we just sort of work to a schedule, like a few months in the future, sort of thing, innit, Hayes?
Yeah,
that's it. Like I earlier in the year, I put out like a full kind of schedule of like month by month release, and it's people getting back to you in time and them being happy with their tunes, and you know, the whole back and forth. It doesn't always go as quick and snappy as you want it, but then sometimes you do just get someone who's like, yeah, I've got these tunes, like Stay Mellow, for example. He was just like, yeah, these are mastered already, pretty much. I think it was.
Let's get them out.
I think it was one of the EPs anyway. That's like, yeah, it's already mastered. So it's just, oh, sweet, yeah, next week.
Like, that's one of the ones we've got up. We've got a Stay Mellow track.
Big shouts, because it's been harder for me as well lately, because I've been in between places and I haven't really had a bass, and finding the time to do it. It is like I've been a bit out of contact with people like that as well. So I've got like all this stuff that's kind of there ready to go, but it's fine getting that bass again to get it all moving and finding the time again, really.
Yeah, but I was saying to Ali just before we came like clicked record, that like that's what kind of put me away from labels. Like I it's just getting people to stick to deadlines. Do you know what I mean? Like I found that part was so frustrating. Is that something that you have had many issues with?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, of course you have. But I mean, is that something that you find is like has limited your progression so far?
No.
Yeah, I don't think limited it. We always find a good workaround for it. Like if someone can't meet the deadline, Sam will have it sorted with another person ready to release, sort of thing. Like there's always stuff ready to go.
Someone just tagged in.
I do.
But again, it's thanks to Hayes. It's because he built up such like a backlog of people that were sort of ready and had it all there listed out if they were ready, nearly ready.
Because that was it.
It was just good organisation, really good organisation. Right?
I just thought if we just messaged loads of people at once, just inundate inboxes, see who gets back to me, and get all these people in contact with each other, kind of get a bit of a chat going and like communication, because that's the main thing as well, getting people bouncing off each other and that. But then with the whole, like I said, trying to just find the time to get it moving again, and that's just like with like the pandemic as well, just in general, everything's on freeze a bit, isn't it, you know?
Yeah,
but getting people just going, I'm got tunes that I'm kind of working on and that, and if you have lots of people kind of in communication doing that all at once, then you know it kind of does come in a steady flow back to you. Because if you message you're waiting on him for months, and he messaged another guy you're waiting on him for months, before you know it, it's been like what, a year, and you've got 3 tunes out, like you say.
That's one of the good things of having all of the artists and us all in one place as well, though, with like group chats and stuff, because everyone's sort of in tune with each other. Like we all know who's next release, like who's got the next release, and if someone can't make it, there's everybody else like knows, like, oh, all right, there's a space popping up, like maybe I'll take this space. It's not like we're constantly asking people for it, like we're all sort of on it.
Yeah, it's been a slow one lately.
Our group chat's like more than just like, mate, it's like a little hub for everything. Like, it's not strictly.
That's what
it's just like we're all there, like egging each other on and that. Like if we're saying
advice and like whips and that, and
that's what I was about to say. It sounds like you guys have got like a full-on like family vibe to the label, which is
community vibe, man. It is a proper little community. What we got going on, like it is that.
And it's all built over the
forum. Which I will say that having spoken to you, Sammy, when all of this was kicking off, is something that that was one of your big things. That was one of your big things that you wanted it to be. You wanted it to be like a big collaboration, not just like a couple of people.
Like
you wanted it to be like a bit
what we were just describing. So it's like you've got the chat going, and it's like someone chucks a whip in, and then I swear we've seen it happen. It's like someone chucks a whip in, and another person's like, "Oh, I'll jump in on that," or like, "Oh, that's like
work in progress, isn't it?"
Yeah.
Sorry. Going
That's
off
all right.
again,
I would imagine that most of the people that are probably going to see this will know what the whip is, but yeah, just in case.
Yeah, you think so? Yeah.
It's a nice community vibe, and like you just said, that was like one of the original goals. Like, it was to just have like a safe space for everyone to sort of chuck in their 2 cents and see what they got back, and that's how it's going. Like,
it's like a good version
we're helping a lot of underdogs here. Like, we're helping get like unknown people like properly known. Well, not properly known, but like, you know,
you're giving that
exposure to them. They might not have before.
That passion, isn't it? Just putting that music out, just getting people going. Like, yeah, we'll put your shit out. Like, you make
it's often been detriment of my career, mate, because I love to see people flourish. I love putting people on stuff, like, go and do that, and then it's like 6 months later they've got like deals and stuff, and you're like, man, you watch them grow from nothing. I love that. Love watching people do that more than I love my own career, mate. Like,
no one's got a deal from our label yet, though. But yeah.
So I think what we should do is, just before we go through all of like the tracks that you guys wanted to go through, I just kind of want to delve into each of you a little bit, like your background within the scene a little bit more. So what would you guys deem the moment that you guys were like, yeah, I want to make music, I want to, this is what I want to do?
I'm too young. I was too young to remember, so these two can take that.
You old man.
Well, music's just always been a massive thing, isn't it? Anyone who's into music's just like a big thing, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? You get people who kind of listen to music, and you get people who go to raves and they go there for a good time and that, and then you get people who go to raves and they're like there for the music and the artists and all sorts, and people are like looking up the tunes, and that music's always just been a big thing, you know. You don't really go,
yeah, that's it.
I can't remember a pivotal point. Like, it's always just been like, yeah, that's cool. Like,
yeah,
I mean, I grew up in the dubstep era, man. I grew up in like the fucking Koki and Benga era, so I'm used to like,
salute.
You'll go into nights and you're there, hood up, and you're just like, oi, banger. Like, all right, banger. And that's why you're there. Obviously, that's changed a lot these days, but, you know, like I said in the first instance, we're all love and passion, mate. We love our music.
Yeah. See, I was from a dead-ass town where nothing was happening, so like, the odd free party and the odd trip to Plymouth, but like, well, a lot of trips to Plymouth, but
sorry, sorry, could I just point out that Sammy used to live in Ep.3?
Yeah, I know. I do know.
Yeah, so what? Exeter's worse. Exeter's worse. Exeter's worse. No, I ain't judging anyone, but Exeter's worse than Plymouth. Plymouth's got more venues. No. Plymouth's got more venues. At the end of the day, it's like, I think Exeter's got 1 venue left. Plymouth's got 2. I just want to point out the savage state of nightlife in the southwest.
Yeah.
Like, this is what we're dealing with.
If there's anyone from up north that can help us, we'll take your help.
It's calm. Bristol's got it covered. Like, Bristol's keeping southwest above water. Like, it's just holding us in. Like,
we're there with our life ring. It's just like. So should we crack on and show a few of these tracks?
Oh, ain't that joking.
I'm gonna jump out just before we do this. Like,
okie dokie, Ali, man. Well, thanks
for a piss as well. Like.
Oh, are you coming back? Cool.
No. I got a few bits to do. Like, but sound for the chat and all that. Sorry, I got a dip early.
No, that's all right, Ali, man. Thanks for dropping in, and I'll hit you up afterwards, and we'll sort out any links and stuff like that.
Yeah, perfect.
Nice
Sam,
one.
have a good one, boys. Take it easy.
Cheers, Ali.
Peace. Chew.
So, Sammy, do you want to tell me which one to play? Then we'll do it, and you can give a little bit of an introduction to the track.
Oh, yeah, all right. Yeah, do Strip Walker.
Okey-dokey. This
Strip
one.
that
Here we
one.
go.
That's the one.
Okey-dokey. So do you
My
want to
boy
just...
Gramido from our little Helsinki correspondent. Yeah, this is basically why I wanted to show you this tune first, because this is our guy in Helsinki. We're really happy to have him on board. This is Hayes' doing. Hayes managed to find him in the woodwork. And like I said a little while ago, the guy brings a flavour to his sets that's from like mid-thousands, like some Dillinger sort of level stuff that I haven't heard anyone play recently. It really did blow me away. When I've listened to him on radio, it really did take me back a bit, which is very, very rare these days. And it really does get expressed in his productions. Go on, play it. Go on, play it. You'll see what I mean.
Cool. Just make sure it's not too loud. We're just gonna...
A lot of raw breaks. See what I mean?
That's well industrial. I love that snare. That snare is hella tight. That snare is hella tight, man.
You like that, yeah?
I do. I really like that. Like I said, the snare is tight as hell. The drums are really well placed, and I think the sub is really quite warm as well. So I think all together, and I can see what you mean by that old school like drum and bass feel to it as well. Like especially at the beginning, where it's got like the you know, that synth, like that pad that comes in.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah. That straight away I was like, that reminds me of like that almost sounded like that almost sounded like a badass type of, like, you know, that intro.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I really like that, man. I really like that.
See, I knew you'd like it, man. Like, this is why I chose it. Like, it really does give its style sort of like personality. Like
that snare is naughty, you know. They're like,
yeah. I've got to shoot.
Yeah, you got to dip out his.
But I just want to say, like, big up everyone who's like tuned in and everyone who's playing the tunes on the label and loving it, and everyone involved in the label sending the beats and making the beats. And big up Sammy, I said, and cheers for Wub Magazine and Chris yourself for obviously all of this. Like, proper stoked to be part of it. Like,
awesome,
so, yeah,
man.
Nice one. Cheers, guys.
Take it easy, man. All right. Peace, my G. Take it easy, man. Bye.
Right, looks like it's just me and you then.
Ideal, mate. Ideal. Let's do this then. Right. So what's up next then, Sammy?
I believe I gave you Baltic Hash 2020 mix by Stay Mellow. Or we could let's do Baltic Hash, just because I wanted to started touching on like how we don't always stick to like the modern style. Stay Mellow is a perfect example of how like that old school flavor's still alive. It's probably going to give you the impression it's been done on hardware. I'm pretty sure this was done on software, but
okay.
It's very.
Where is Stay Mellow from? Is he from the UK?
Yeah, UK. Off the top of my head, I can't remember exactly whereabouts. I think it's Midlands somewhere, but don't quote me on that.
Well, like I said, and wherever you guys are watching this video, somewhere around the video, you will find all the links to all of the people that we're featuring on the show tonight. All right, so that's from the label owners to the people who are making the music that you guys are hearing now. So, should we go ahead?
Yeah, I mean, a little bash of the 90s for you. Let's go.
Let's go.
It's old school Castle Morton stuff.
What's a man gotta do to get that kind of attention from you?
It's hard to say exactly, but you seem to be doing fine.
Well, great. Though truth is, it ain't me that wants you. No.
Yeah, boy.
Napa Technologies.
Seal it, Larson.
With the
Feast
Amen
your eyes
coming,
on this,
trust me.
Lawrence. How does that make your wallet? I'm sorry. I only play for sport.
That's dope, man. That's like some proper old school hardcore, mate. That's the kind of, that's like you've got it there, breakbeat hardcore, mate. That is like, I remember I've got I used to have a track by Orca on vinyl, 4 a.m. and it's just got that like euphoric piano like breaks. That is it all over it. I like that.
The whole progression, the breaks,
yeah.
you know, the feeling, everything's there. It's like you're literally back in 1993.
Fantastic, mate. And it's incredible being able to produce a piece of music that puts people who weren't there, who never
Back
experienced. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
This is the sort of stuff my older brother, he's 11 years older than me. This is the sort of stuff my brother came up on. And this is what I was saying. I wanted to show you that it's like, you know, we do this modern jungle, we do this drum and bass, we do the hard tech, but we know where the roots are at, man, and we know where the roots sound good. Trust me.
So just for everyone, anyone that's watching, this is, you can find all of this on the Southwest Network's SoundCloud, which is soundcloud.com/TSWN records. So
No,
that is right. I've got it in front of me, mate.
Right, cool.
So what we'll do
for a minute.
what we'll do, Sammy, is I'll just do that bit again and we'll cut that last 30 seconds.
My bad.
That's all right. So guys, if you want to go and check any of this stuff out, please go over to the Southwest Network's SoundCloud, which is www.soundcloud.com/TSWN records. Please go and give them a follow, check out their music. But don't worry, we've still got more to go. So what do you want to do next, Sammy?
Right, what did I give you? What have we done so far? We have done Stay Mellow and we have done ISN.
We did Rednet Tech earlier.
Yeah.
Should we go for Hayes' track?
Let's go for Hayes' one, Safari.
Okay.
This should give you a good idea of what I was saying earlier. That boy has a strange talent of managing to make things sound like they've been done on hardware when he's done it on software. He's got a real passion for that old school 8-bit sort of Amiga sound.
Okay.
Yeah, run it. Run it. Let's
run the track.
Hey, y'all, somewhere run that.
Man, like haze coming through. Jeez,
You like that?
I really like that. Do you know what there's two things I really like about that, and it's something that I've found. It's odd. Before lockdown, if you'd have asked me this kind of question, I would have said definitely I prefer a longer intro.
Yeah.
But I think the way that mixing has progressed in the last few years, especially, I think tracks like this have gained a place in the scene where it's like a quick 16 bar intro straight into it, and I really like that how he's still managed to build enough atmosphere in that 16 bars to make it worthwhile dropping it that early, which I've got to say is very impressive. I really like that.
That's literally what you took the words out of my mouth.
And the other thing
he manages to get all the energy in there within such a short space of time.
And then every track needs more cowbell. So
cowbell, let's not touch on that because I'll be here all night. I'll literally start reeling tracks off that it's like you should have put cowbell in that, and you know,
facts, man, facts, absolute facts.
I'm road as fuck, bruv. It's all about cowbell.
born on road. So should we go for? I'll tell you what. We'll leave tea break till last, and we'll jump in with the rinse man bass bins.
Let's send them off with a bang with the tea break one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the one in between that and the end is my track, isn't it?
Nah, I must admit, unless
or
I
have I snuck in another one without remembering.
Unless I forgot to open yours, which I very well might have done, in which case I really apologise. But we've got the rinse man bass bins.
The rinse man, yeah, let's get that on the rinse man, because that again, like we'll save tea break, but we'll go back in. The rinse man's another one where it's like old school flavour.
But I think what we will do is we will jump out once we've done this one. Before we go into tea break, we'll come out and we'll have a look at your most recent EP, which was released what, like 15 days ago, something like that. Yeah.
If you want, if you want.
Well, I think we might as well, considering we've got you here. We might as well.
All right, cool. Right.
So, do you want to give a quick little intro to the rinse man bass bins?
Yes. So we've got the rinse man coming up now. Bass bins. Another delve into the 90s. It's just again atmospheric pads, piano riffs. You know, gritty sort of underwater sounding breaks. Anything you would expect from a sort of 90s hardcore breakbeat track. But I swear to God, he made this like a year ago. Hardware sounding stuff on software yet again. Just wanted to show everyone that, like, you know, it's not just the modern that we care about. We do care about the old school too.
Absolutely. So this is the rinse man bass bins.
Let's go.
got a proper like lemon jelly vibe to it.
You like it?
A real nice, mellow, laid back kind of take on the 90s. I really like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like that.
We're trying to get a bit more. We're trying to get a little bit more in from Rinse, man. But again, because of lockdowns and stuff, communication's really hard at the moment.
Yeah. The only thing I will say is that the break could maybe be a little bit louder, but you know, that's one of those things that's like that's a subjective opinion. So I really love the composition of the track. I think it's really nicely put together.
Cool.
So we'll jump out and we'll have a look. Which one do you want us to show?
I want off the new one.
Which was released 17 days ago. So we got Artificial.
Let's do the title track. Let's do Egyptian Drop. I feel like that.
Egyptian Drop.
I feel like that is the weightiest track on the EP, to be honest.
And do you want to give a little quick introduction to?
Yeah, I can do. It's a pretty funny one for that track, actually. That sample, the flute sample, is just some random video off YouTube that I found about 5, 6, possibly even longer than that years ago. I made a hip hop beat out of it and I lost it. And yeah, I got the sample back again like 2 months ago and remade it in drum and bass. It's weird. The sample in this track has been with me for like a quarter of my life, but I've only just done something with it.
That's crazy, man. It's
mad. I'm not even joking. I made that hip hop beat with that sample, the flute sample on Fruity Loops about 10 years ago. Lost it, and I've redone it like this.
It's mad the amount of like there's still tracks that like I mean I'm predominantly a bootleg producer, I'd probably say, but there's still so many bootlegs that I want to do, man. There's like it's and I know that's a little like obviously, but it's crazy the kind of stuff that you sit on as a producer, the ideas that you sit on. Like just quickly before we go into the EP, do you is with your process, do you find it's easier to like jump on whenever you can and just lay down what you can and then maybe come back to it later, or is it something that you try and like smash out all in one go?
Oh man,
or does it vary? I mean, like
without getting too dark, my music process really highlights my mental health. Like,
I'll be honest, you're not the first person. Like, I've only done 3 of these so far, but you're not the first person to say that. Which to be honest is kind of what these are the kind of insights I wanted to get. So carry on.
I'm bipolar, so like my brain does what it wants to do when it wants to do it. Which has made music really hard for me at times. But then when it wants to do it, which is like with Egyptian Drop, which you're about to play, you know, the sample was already logged in there and it just didn't really know what it wanted to do. You know, it had to have a few years to brew. I've got fucking hundreds of projects that have gone through this process.
Yeah, of course, man, of course.
If it wants to happen, if it really wants to happen, it will happen. If it doesn't want to happen, it won't. The idea might be there, but it just won't. I really can't describe it anymore. There's no sort of like set process for me making tunes. Like, you've seen it before, haven't you, babe? Where it's like, I'll literally hear like one song and be like, holy crap, I can do loads with that. And then like within like 2 hours, it's done. And like, but then it'll be like, I'll get one idea, be like, oh, that's a cool little riff. And I'll want to do something with it so bad and just can't.
yeah, I know what you mean. Man. Now, like I said, they're the kind of insights that I want to get at. You know what I mean? I don't, as I was saying to Ali before we came on air, I think this needs to be more, I want this to be more of a structured chat where we actually talk about not only music, but, you know, the kind of things that like shape a producer, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So I think thank you for sharing that, man. I really do appreciate that. Right, so this is Sampha Egyptian Drop. born from the mind of a maniac.
True indeed.
Drop it! You're coming with me. 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 Drop it! Drop it! Dead or alive, you are coming with me. Drop it! Drop it!
Let's not give them too much. We won't give them too much. too much of a good thing. Too much of a good thing. I love that, man. I absolutely love that. Your drums, like I love like the they're almost glitchy, aren't they? They're like I love
business. They're
yeah,
on the T, not on
I
the
really like
point.
that. That square wave synth is on point.
Gotta be different, man. Like
On point. I love it.
even literally, my girlfriend was saying earlier, like when we were touching on the scenes and stuff, and it's like everything's really oversaturated at the minute. So you've got to really stick out as much as you can.
Yeah, no, I totally agree, man.
Or you just become a bedroom DJ. That's why you're my girl. She says it before I can. Like before I've thought of it, she'll say it. So it's like
we got some exclusives straight from Jane.
yeah.
Loves it. Right, should we jump onto Tommy's then? And then we'll have a chat. So I'll say a little bit about this then. Obviously, Tommy is an absolute G.
I will say something with pleasure. This is like the rawest form of like dark jungle you will find in the Southwest. Can I just say quickly,
there is one comment on this track, and I don't know if everyone can see that, but if you'd like
what
to,
does it say?
It says, "Oh my." So I'm guessing that's yeah.
If you know what you're looking at, bruv, look at that waveform. That's beautiful.
I know. It is
fucking
beautiful.
Look at the
Very
curves
nice.
on that.
Yeah,
that is
right.
thick, mate. Like
so just quickly, when you are uploading stuff to your SoundCloud, are you uploading full tracks, or are you just uploading clips to then send away to like Bandcamp, for example? Like
I think it's a bit of a mixture. I don't think oh, excuse me. I don't think we plan anything like that. I think it's just sort of like
whatever you get sent kind of thing.
No, not even so much that. It's like how we feel it should be presented.
Right,
I guess.
okay. Yeah, I feel you.
A lot of it is on the artist itself, and that's what we like to pride ourselves on, is that like the artist who's releasing has a massive say in how that's going to go.
Yeah. No, I really like that.
Fair.
That's
it's
really
only
cool.
fair. Like it's fair. It's fair enough. Like we do half the work, you put half the say in. It's like that's fair enough. Like you have it laid out how you want it laid out. You know what I mean?
I think it's important to definitely. Obviously, the artist is the one that's put the time and the effort into it. It's good. It's important to have their creative vision like presented how they want it to. Like it's your guys' work to do the promoting and things like that, but the presentation of it, I feel, obviously, as long as it kind of fits within the label's like vision, I think it is good that you guys let them kind of do as much of it with you. So what I will ask is, where do you get your artwork from? Who does your artwork?
Ali, I said this earlier. Ali, he's our tech.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But
I wasn't sure if you
freedom of-
mentioned that he did the artwork. You mentioned he
it's
did the
freedom-
mastering, so
He does mastering, he does artwork, anything sort of technical, videos. Ali's on that. But again, freedom of choice. So if you can master your own tracks, so you got someone who can master your tracks, you can do that and then bring them to the label. If you've got your own artwork, bring it to the label.
yeah.
We don't care. Like,
Good-
we don't
good
give
stuff,
a shit.
man.
You've got good stuff there lined up. Bring it.
That's the vibe. So up next we've got Tea Break with Numbers.
Big dark jungle. Get ready for them.
I'm not religious, but amen, brother. Vibes on that, bro. Love that. Scatty as you like, you know. Scatty.
He is a genius. That guy's a genius. Like,
Tommy Cole, please never stop.
big shout out to Tommy Cole, man. The guy is a nutter, trust me.
Fully is.
He's a Spice Girl. No, big shout out to Tommy Girl, Spice Girl. Yeah. He will love that, trust me. He'll be creasing up.
Just quickly, have we got any more nicknames for Tommy?
Tea Lady, Ginger Assassin.
Love it.
Sugar Daddy.
That's lush.
Sugar Daddy. He is the Sugar Daddy, trust me.
So then, guys, that is the end of the tunes section. So me and Sammy we're just gonna have a quick little chat, and then we're gonna wrap up. So I just want to say, Sammy, it's really good to see how the label's progressed. I like, as I said earlier, the last time I checked it, there was 60, 70 like followers. Now you're up to over 200. Ali said that you hit 200 the other day. How did that feel?
Man, You're right. You
because
should
I
have
know it's
asked Ali and Hayes, because to me it's nothing. Like,
yeah.
the followers don't mean anything to me.
No, of course not. But
I've
it's always
only
nice.
just
It's always nice to hit like milestones, and do you know what I mean? Like,
it's a
it's always
big
nice
one.
to see,
Like,
because it's a good measure of the progression that you're making as a label. I like to think. Like,
I've never gauged anything off like the following it's getting, so it's hard for me to judge it that way.
okay,
If that makes sense.
How do you gauge it? Do you gauge it from like the comments more than anything else?
Yeah. So from, as I said earlier, with the networking and stuff that I'm doing, man, I've been talking to like guys from Renegade Hardware and stuff. It's their feedback that matters to me.
Right. Okay.
You know, and because they're industry pros, man. Like, it's like that.
That's it, isn't it?
I've been trying to network with as many pre-streaming people as I can,
Right.
because that's the core era of it all. Like, before streaming came in, a lot of those guys are now huge.
Yeah.
They know the logistics behind it and stuff. So,
Yeah.
you know, that's what I'm trying to go with. Like, if I've got the old timers on my side, it's obviously going.
Yeah,
know what I mean?
that's it. That's it. So in terms of the progression that you have made so far,
yeah,
like where do you are you like surprised at like how quickly you've got here, or
yeah, I mean, the first initial, like when we kicked it all off, it was very, very slow moving. But we were still liking it because, you know, down here when you make something and you put it out, you know, you threw a few of your mates hear it, and, you know, it gets about a little bit. But when we took that label off, it was like we joined forces completely, and it was like everyone we knew was talking about it, and like,
yeah,
it seemed different. So in the last like year or so, where we've just shot up in this following from like all over, I mean from all over, it's from like Poland, you know, because we can check on SoundCloud, we can see where it's been from. It's amazing. It's definitely boosted my confidence in life in general. Like,
that's really good to hear, man. That's really good to hear. Like, because it's crazy. Like for me, this has probably been like the most creative, productively creative year that I've had as a producer. And the effect that I think that's had on my mental health has been, I think, like for me personally, it's been probably, if not the number one thing, it's been certainly in like the top 3 or 4 things that have really helped me like steady my mental health. Is that something that you think is similar for yourself?
120%. And I've always felt like this, but I think without music at all, yeah, there wouldn't be much point in living life, would there? Like,
yeah, it is certainly one of those things, isn't it? Yeah, that's it. I think especially for people like me and you, who music has been such a big part of our lives for over half of our lives. Do you know what I mean? Like, without getting to that point where it is more than half of our lives has been evolved around like dance music,
just dedicated,
or just
like
just
every
even other
fucking
styles.
day. Mate.
Yeah. Like obviously we can touch on like our history together in the next one, but
no, we need our own show.
Yeah, we do. But I will say that as someone that has kind of followed you and been a supporter of yours for, you know, most of the last decade, it's really good to see you like leveling out in terms of like your mental health to musical output. Because for a while there was kind of like a bit of a
major imbalance. Imbalance. So neither one knew which the other one was doing. It was mad. Like, I can't touch on that, but that's to do with other things. Like, right.
Well, like I said, hopefully we can touch on a few things. Obviously, nothing you don't want to talk about. Hopefully, we can touch on a few things in a separate one. But yeah. So
what were we talking about?
We were talking about the way that you've managed to like level out your like
mental
output.
health. Making tunes is the best thing you can do for your mental health. You ever think you want to rage out at something, you just open up a button and that rage just disappears.
And even if it doesn't, even if it doesn't, I've found that sometimes when I've tried making like angry tunes, when I'm really angry, it like even just hearing those like obnoxious noises, just like going crazy with the drums or whatever, just hearing some nuttiness just kind of like helps you get it out, even if it's only for 5 minutes. That tune might turn into nothing. But
even if you just have to bash out a minor chord for 5 minutes straight, just to hear that pain in a chord.
Just straight up
You know?
D minor for half an hour.
You can transfer all emotions into music. It will help you so much. Like,
absolutely,
it
man.
will help you.
I think it's and it's been especially shown throughout this whole lockdown period. It can unfortunately go either like one of two ways, and I think for people like, thankfully for people like me and yourself, we've managed to turn it into like positive creativeness. But I think we have, if we're going to touch on this subject, we have got to talk about the people who have gone the other way and unfortunately have completely cut out their creativeness and unfortunately we've had a few that have sadly no longer with us. We won't touch on it too much because obviously, but I think it is important to bring that up. If we're going to bring up the subject of mental health, it's important to bring up that, you know, if you are struggling with any of that stuff, please do reach out. If it's not to like someone that you know personally, just hit someone up. Like, I think it's
just fucking say something. All you gotta do is say something.
100%.
Be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself and the folk around you.
Yeah, that's it. If you're honest with yourself, then 9 times out of 10 it will make you want to be honest with someone else. And then what I've always thought is a problem shared is a problem halved. It's quite an old saying, but I think it is very much relevant to
the old sayings are more
life
educated,
I think it's very relevant to life in 2021. Anyway, guys, we will
like, no one's ever going to judge you for asking for help, mate. No one's ever going to judge you for that.
No,
ever.
No, absolutely not. And if anything, my respect grows for people when they do ask for help, because I've been there, you've been there. It's not easy to ask for help. So
I can't lie, big up mostly everyone during this lockdown. People really have come through to, like, for each other with this lockdown. Like,
that's it. It's like,
I'm proud of everyone. Like,
that's it. If we're gonna finish, like, we should finish on a positive. And shout outs to absolutely everyone who has offered some kind of creative outlet for people, whether that's through live streams, whether that's through releasing tracks, whether that's through releasing art, like absolutely everything. And like, I think it's really important to mention the whole arts community has really done a real solid for the overall society, I think, whilst getting simultaneously dicked at the same time. It's really, really good how we've seen people like stand together throughout.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say this during the interview, but fuck Boris for letting our nightlife burn, you cunt.
Absolutely, mate. I don't even in fact, do you know what? Fuck Boris.
He's gonna let our nightlife die, man.
That's it, isn't it?
Not even funny.
So yeah, positives. The Southwest Network. Let's run through a couple of your links. So as I mentioned earlier, we've got the Southwest Network. If we just share the screen quickly.
Yeah.
So we've got the Southwest Network at www.soundcloud.com/TSWN Records. Go and give them a follow. Go and check out their releases. How often would you say that you release something?
We try to keep it at least every month, but like the current track record, it's like every other month.
Okay.
But you know, normally every month there'll be something new there for you.
Ideal. So, and there's also the Bandcamp, which is www.tswn.bandcamp.com, where you will find 12 of the gnarliest releases that you will find coming from the Southwest, and obviously from all over the world at the moment, which is awesome. Which is awesome to hear. So, is there anything else that you would like to shout out that you'd like to mention?
Yeah, I just want to big up Lavelle, the weird guy. He needs to basically, I just want to shout this out to Lavelle right now. If you're watching this, mate, you need to stop uploading minute clips to SoundCloud. That's all I'm saying. He's a big man, trust me. Level 6, go check him out, yeah? Underrated. Check out everyone on the label SoundCloud. Like, yeah. I've put this together so you can go and check out those guys. Go and do it. That's all I ask. As I said,
any and all links will be in and around this video somewhere. So please go and check them all out. So I've been BassPush. We have been doing this with the Wub magazine, an online magazine based in Bristol, covering all things underground. And he has been Sam Fett. Yeah, he's been Sam Fett.
Thank you. Thank you, Chris, for giving me this opportunity, mate. Nice one.
That's quite all right, man. Obviously, the other boys, their links will be in and around the video. Special thanks to the Southwest Network for making this happen. Thank you very much, guys. Very much appreciated. Cheers, guys. Anyway, peace out. We'll see you next time. Thank you very much.
Hey, Chris. Nice one, mate.